Alright, so it's 7:35 in the morning on Thursday, September 4th, and I'm about to leave my home in Quebec City in Canada to drive to Cornwall in Ontario, just so that I can place big bets on the number of wins that some NFL teams will obtain in 2025. Are you ready to follow my adventure? Let's go! Hey, what's up guys? I want to take this opportunity to address a common objection that I get when it comes to future bets. Many sports gamblers will tell me that they don't like future bets for a couple of reasons. First, it's going to tie up your money for a long period of time, and they often tell me and it's not really worth it anyway. Well, my goal here is not to bash those people because those points are valid, especially the part about having your money tied up. But in this case, I get it if you don't have a lot of capital. For example, let's say that you only have a total bankroll of, say, $300, then you probably need your $300 to place your daily bets. So I get that. You don't want to place like 3 bets of $100 each and then having no money left to place your daily bets. So in that case, I fully get it. Now, the part about it's not worth it, I don't agree with that, and let me give you my reasoning behind that. Now, if you have more capital, I believe this is a smart investment opportunity. So for example, I have some money in my bank accounts right now that I don't really need over the next few months. So to me, that's a good investment opportunity to bet on those NFL team win totals. Alright, so let me explain something pretty important to you. So I told you that I have found 14 value wagers whose estimated return on investment is between 3% and 15%. So let's take some of the worst cases, so 5%. Well, now let's take a step back to compare with the stock market. Well, what's a good annual return in the stock market? So I feel like 5% is quite good. Now, I'm not a stock market expert, but I believe that I read sometime that if you look at the last 40 to 60 years, the average return on investment has been something like 5 to 7%. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty certain of that. Now, let's compare that with the future bets. And let's take some of the worst cases for today, 5%. In the case of the NFL team win totals, well, you're going to earn 5%, but only over a 5-month period. September, October, November, December, and January, right? So your 5% return, if you convert that into a 12-month period, well, now you may have a ROI of around 12%, which is fantastic. And we're talking about some of the worst value wagers that I've found on the NFL. So like I said, the best cases, they have a ROI close to 15%. So over 12 months, that's something like a 35% return, which is fantastic. So that's why I'm really excited about them, and that's why I'm driving 4 hours to go to Cornwall, 4 hours to get back home, because I feel like it's a good investment opportunity for me. Alright, so I told you about those great value wagers that have a ROI between 3 and 15%, and it's important to understand that I'm not throwing at you those numbers in a random fashion. Those numbers were obtained after doing some exact calculations. So like I told you in the first video, I am comparing the betting lines across many sports books to get a very accurate estimation of the win probability of the over and the under. And if a particular bookie has a line that is out of whack, then I'm going to attack it. So for example, let's say that you compare the lines from 10, 15 sports books, and they basically tell you that the over has a 55% chance of hitting, whereas the under has a 45% chance of winning. Now, if one bookie in particular has a line on the over that's plus 100, then you need to attack it. plus 100 implies that you need to bet this line if you have a 50% chance of winning or better. And in this fictitious example, we have a 55% chance of winning on the over. Now, what is the ROI? Well, first, let's calculate your expected profit if you risk $100 for a potential net gain of $100. Well, the expected profits formula is quite simple. It's your win probability multiplied by your potential net gain minus the probability that your bet is going to lose multiplied by how much you're going to lose. Well, in the current case, 55% times 100 minus 45% times 100. So that equals an expected profit of $10 out of your $100 risk amount. So that corresponds to 10% in that fictitious example. And that's how I came up with some exact ROIs for the 14 value wagers that I have detected. All right, so I hope that makes sense to you. So let me know in the comments if it did not. And also, I hope that you understand better why I feel like those future bets are a great investment opportunity if you have some capital available. And that's why I'm doing all this driving today. All right, so I'll talk to you again later. Cheers, guys.